Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball! It's time for the excitement of American Legion Baseball, featuring the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets.
Myers with the pitch, swung on and missed. Jason Myers gets the last out, and the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the state champions of American Legion Baseball in West Virginia.
Let's go live to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening and welcome to P.O. Faulkner Park for Berkeley Post 14 Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR, TV10, WRNR TV on YouTube. The pregame show is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. They're revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me, Nick Verzolini. John Alderton and Kyler High are on site alongside us, and back at the studio it is Dylan Bishop. It's the Hornets home opener as they host Frederick Post 11. Berkeley Post 14 coming off a 6-3 win yesterday, and Nick, you were on call for that victory, and let you tell us what stood out to you in that game.
I thought it was just the amount of guys that got in the game and were able to contribute in different ways. You saw really pretty much everybody get a chance out there yesterday, and there was a lot of good things. Obviously, the major standout was Braden Oviedo, who had 3 hits and 3 runs scored offensively. That was big for this team. A total of 8 hits, though, overall. You saw Bradley Loper come in late in the game, too, and have a clutch 2 RBI single, which helped extend their lead out to 6-3, so give those insurance runs. And that was good to see because Loper had some ups and downs. He hit the ball hard throughout the Martinsburg season, but for him to come through with a big hit there was nice. And then also the pitching. Not all these guys have pitched recently due to how the high school baseball season works, so to see no more than 1 earned run from each of your pitchers, and most of them rack up some strikeouts as well, and really besides Jet Gross and Wyatt McClintock, not a whole lot of guys getting on base. That was very impressive. So today, I would expect more of the same. They'll probably still use a good bit of pitching, maybe have a few more guys go deeper into the game. And we should see a lot of different guys probably getting some playing time in the field and at bat. So this team has depth. They're young. They don't have as many college guys that are returning, but still a very good team.
Step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get manager of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, Trip Tobin's thoughts on yesterday and preview today's game. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Who is Congress's big, beautiful bill really?
Thank you.
Who is Congress's big, beautiful bill really for? Because it's not West Virginians. This bill makes the biggest cuts to food assistance in history, slashing help for working families, taking school meals from kids, and hiking grocery prices, and then dumps the cost onto state lawmakers and food pantries. It's a handout to the wealthy, paid for by West Virginians. Senator Capito and Senator Justice, will you stand with West Virginians or wealthy special interests? Paid for by West Virginia Citizen Action Education Fund.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
So the other day, a judge asked me how much younger I am.
Well, the other day, a judge asked me how much taller I am.
But who's the better lawyer?
Well, that's an easy one.
At Skinner, we don't leave results to chance. We fight for what you deserve. If you're hurt in almost heaven, dial the 7s.
Double or nothing.
SkinnerWins.com.
Let's now get our coaches interview brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Then call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. I'm joined by the manager of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, Trip Tobin. Trip, your team gets the win yesterday, 6-3. What'd you like from your squad?
I like the fact that we were able to, put guys in there in situations, and they came through. I mean, we started with 9 guys. We finished up with, in the middle, we probably plugged in 4 or 5 guys. We used lots of pitchers, and everyone was up to the task, that early in the season. So I was really happy with that. Just shows that we, our versatility, and, we're not going to be a team that if one guy goes down, that, we're going to be done for the season.
It's a new day, new test. What are you hoping to see from them this time around here at home?
Well, I'm really happy to see Rupa throw out in the mound there. I'm glad, come out, going to pitch. I'm glad he come back. I talked to his coach up at college, and they were really excited about his progress and happy he's throwing with us. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Rupenthal throw and maybe get Ingo out there tonight as well. And we're going to see a little different infield here tonight with Wyatt McClintock and Grant Henderson up the middle, and give Danner some time on third. So we want to be we want to make sure that regardless of who's pitching or who's on vacation or who's missing or that type of thing, maybe injured, that we're ready and we got guys ready to plug in there, because last year I think we got caught there at the end of the year with some guys that were hurt and we just couldn't overcome it and we just couldn't plug guys in.
I know you mentioned the fact that you guys had a lot of guys play yesterday at Shepherd in that 6-3 win. Who were maybe some guys that really stood out to you, though, in that first game?
Well, the pitchers all together. I mean, Jackson Earl was just phenomenal in the first 2 innings. I mean, I expected him to do well, but I didn't expect him to do that well. Nobody, thinks you're going to go out against a great team like Funkstown and just mow him down like he did the first 2 innings. And then Danner come in and he had a great outing, and down the road, McClintock hadn't thrown much and didn't have much of a bullpen. Just coming back from his senior trip, so we kind of threw him in the fire without much bullpen. But that's what we're going to have to do. They're going to have to come off the field and pitch, and Jameer threw well, so. Liam Healy hit the ball, him and Trace and Oviedo. Trace didn't have a lot to show for in the box score, but he squared the ball up pretty well, and he's just a rising junior, so I mean the future's bright here as well. So I mean the box score will tell you, our guys were patient at the plate, and even though a couple of guys got multiple hits to set the stage, our guys were patient at the plate. And then we had a big hit by Loper, who come in, and Loper's kind of swinging junior and senior, and took a big chance, took a chance or an opportunity ahead and ran with it.
Today it's against Frederick. Looking ahead tomorrow, it's a area opponent on the road at Potomac Valley. with that, do you guys kind of change possibly the approach that you were going to take today, knowing that tomorrow in some ways means a little bit more with it being an area game compared to today?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have to conserve energy and pitching. You know, we certainly have to do that. And, but I think, you know, Jet's not eligible anyway by a pitch or two, so, you know, he'll go tomorrow. And certainly, you know, some other guys, Jameer and you know, up and down the line, Danner, we got plenty of guys that can go up there tomorrow, so we'll have those guys ready. And it's just going to be that way, you know, area game or not. We got to get guys out on the mound, but certainly we're going to conserve and get some guys in. And tomorrow we're going to, you know, play what we feel like is our best nine that can beat that team during that particular, you know, time of the season. But you know, that's going to be matchups and or just who's hot right now, not necessarily who's the, you know. Our lineup tomorrow won't be what you would say like our top 9 player, because we've got 18 really good baseball players. We just have to plug them in the right places and so they can be successful.
Back to today's game, any final thoughts on your opponent in Frederick?
No, I talked to the coach. You know, he said they're similar to us. A couple college guys back, a couple graduating seniors, a couple rising seniors. So I expect that they'll be well-rounded, well-coached. You got a young coach this year who's got some enthusiasm. Their tournament was rained out this weekend in Ocean City, so they don't have any stats for us to go by. So they're looking to get out here and get on the field, and they're happy that we got some turf and no rain, and they're ready to go. So I look for them to be hungry and ready to start their season. So we're going to have to be on our A game again and not fall asleep on the second day or look past them.
All right, Tripp, thank you. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That was Tripp Tobin with our coach's interview, manager of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. Let's now get to today's starting lineups, brought to you by Floor Pools. You can make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. First for the visiting team, Frederick Post 11 goes Bennett at short, Abrecht at left field, Vachon at catcher behind the plate. 4, 5, 6, it's O'Brien at third base, Hyatt at first base, and then Marinich on the pitcher's mound. 7, 8, 9, it's Yal in center field, Davio at second base, and Trecanelli in right field. 1 through 9 for Post 11. For Berkeley Post 14, leading off in center field is number 2, Sam Hefner. Batting second at left field, number 7, Christian Alter. Batting third, playing at first base, is number 17, Braden Edwards. Batting fourth, designated hitter number 10, Braden Oviedo. Batting fifth in right field, number 4, Liam Healy. Batting sixth, catcher number 3, Cole Smith. Batting seventh at shortstop, number 6, Grant Henderson. Batting eighth, third baseman number 11, Alex Danner. Batting ninth at second base, number 9, Wyatt McClintock. And then on the mound for the Hornets, it's number 15, Owen Rupenthal. We'll step aside, take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get starting battery and first pitch here from P.O. Faulkner Park. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done, because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
WVU Medicine is excited to announce the opening of our new ear, nose, and throat location in Hagerstown. Our trusted ear, nose, and throat specialists are expanding their expert care in the region. From sinus treatment to complex thyroid conditions, WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat is here to help you breathe easier and feel your best. WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat, Hagerstown, 13 Western Maryland Parkway, Suite 106. Now scheduling new patients at 304-262-9400.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Tripp's Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at trippsfloorsanding.com.
Hi, Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as Berkeley Post 14 takes the field for the home opener. As they host Frederick Post 11. Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR TV 10 alongside me on the call, Nick Verzolini. John Alderton is our on-site producer. Kyler High is our one-man camera crew. Back at the studio, it's Dylan Bishop. Starting battery is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. On the mound for Berkeley Post 14 is number 15, Owen Rupenthal, getting his first start. Behind the plate doing the catching is number 3, Cole Smith. Nice to see Owen Rupenthal back out on the bump here at P.O. Faulkner Park. His home in previous years as he attended Martinsburg High School and now at WVU Tech.
Yeah, Rupenthal, we of course saw him at Martinsburg. Don't know how much he pitched at WVU Tech. I'm on their website. I don't see stats, but not sure how much they update that anyway. So, lefty coming back. One of the few guys coming back from college this year. I believe it's just him and Michael Poltar. So, other than that, these are all either guys heading into college or guys that are rising into their senior year of high school. So, it's a younger team, but a very talented team, and Rupenthal, with his experience, I'm guessing that they're expecting him to go relatively deep today. So,
our top of the first is brought to you by the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. Berkeley Post 14 in the blue ball cap with the red bill. Red 14 on the front, outlined in white. Jerseys are mostly red with blue sleeves, blue numbers on the back outlined in white, and the home white pants with the red stripe down the side. For Frederick Post 11, they're in blue uniforms with the gray pants and a red stripe, and blue font outlined in both red and white. So, leading things off is the shortstop in Bennett. The righty steps in as first pitch is brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg at call 304-263-4343. First pitch comes in at 6:34, and it misses for ball one to Bennett from Rupenthal.
Yeah, Kyler was asking me why everybody's red, white, and blue. I said it's because it's American Legion baseball.
Next pitch taken for a strike. Count now 1-1 strike to Bennett, and yeah, that's pretty much the gist that we've got over the few years of covering it. Everybody is red, white, and blue, only a few teams that, trickle in other colors. As the 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball with a big swing and a miss from Bennett for strike 2.
Yeah, you'll see Morgantown, Post 60 will have some different colors, so. Do I have to change the innings? It kind of depends.
A few years ago, even Berkeley Post 14 was just black and blue as the 1-2 outside for a ball, the count 2-2, but now they've kind of changed into that red, white, and blue and different font as well.
Yeah, it's true. Had to get rid of their logo.
Yep, that's the 2-2 pitch. Low and inside for ball 3 from Owen Rupenthal, so count runs full to Bennett to lead off the top of the first.
I mean, the Hornets are one of the few teams that have an actual team name outside of their post as well, so most of the teams are just a post.
Payoff pitch is fouled back. Keep the at-bat alive for Bennett to begin. As he looks over to his dugout for a few words of advice before the next pitch. 7th pitch of the at-bat here for Bennett against Rupenthal. Pitch from the lefty. Misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk issued to Bennett for post 11 to begin the day and bring up Abreck. Rupenthal now sets, looks over at the runner at first, and Bennett, who takes his lead. And the pitch to Abreck, swing and a miss for strike one. Fastball blown by him.
Not too familiar with the Frederick team. Obviously, it's a little bit farther away, so you don't see those players. Like we did see a few of the kids from Funkstown during the high school season.
A one pitch, swing and a miss for strike two. Some back-to-back fastballs from Rupenthal that Abreck couldn't touch. 0-2 count with the runner on first. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. The count now 1-2. No outs here in the top of the first. Rupenthal sets. A 1-2 pitch. Misses inside. The count now even at 2 apiece. So Abreck able to take a few pitches here to keep that bat alive with the runner on first after the leadoff walk for Bennett. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's high and outside, and the count full 3-2.
Yeah, we saw a lot of this yesterday. A lot of deep counts in the game. As the arms kind of loosen back up, get ready for the season, you're going to see guys go a little bit deeper into counts.
3-2 pitch is grounded by Abreck to second. McClintock throws it to the bag. Henderson steps on it, throws to first, trying to get the double play, but the throw not in time. So it's a 4-6 fielder's choice for out number one, and that'll bring up the catcher, Vachon.
The issue yesterday was throwing the ball to first base. 3 errors for Berkeley post 14, but we'll see if that improves today. Other than that, they looked sharp defensively. It's a weird issue to have at this level, but I think a lot of it was maybe just not being super used to the guys at first.
Vachon fouls off the first pitch for strike one. One out here in the top of the first between Frederick post 11 and Berkeley post 14. Runner on first after the 4-6 fielder's choice is Abreck as the pitch from Rupenthal is tipped into the glove by Vachon for strike two. Rupenthal looks like some good velo here on his fastball so far. Once again ahead in the count. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. First strikeout for Owen Rupenthal. And that's out number 2 here in the top of the first. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, O'Brien. So 2 down, runner on first. Pitch from Rupenthal is sent for a ride in the left field by O'Brien. Running in on it is Christian Alter, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So no hits, 1 walk, leaves a runner stranded. After half an inning played, it is post 11-0 and post 14-0. We're headed to the bottom of the first after this 1-minute break. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
As we enter the bottom of the first inning, which is brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area, call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551. Visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. Here's the lineup once again for Berkeley Post 14 here today. Hefner, Alter, Edwards, Oviedo, Healy, Smith, Henderson, Danner, and McClintock. Will face Marinich up on the mound for Post 11. Defensively, they're aligned with Vachon behind the backstop, doing the catching. At first base, it's Hyatt. Davio is at second. Shortstop's Bennett, O'Brien at third. And in the outfield, it goes Abrek, Yowell, and Trecanelli from left to right. Marinich concludes his warm-up pitches. Now gets some fist bumps from his infield before Hefner's at-bat begins the bottom of the first.
Yeah, completely. Well, not completely different, but a lot different lineup here today for Berkeley Post 14. Hefner in that leadoff spot, though, that I believe stayed the same as yesterday, or he was at the top. Trace Huff was in the leadoff spot. But,
yes.
Still got that speed there at the top of Hefner. Alter moves up a little bit. Oviedo stays in the middle. Edwards stays in the middle. Those guys did get
first pitch. Hefner bunts, and it's just to the left of the pitcher's mound as Marinich comes off and scoops it up and throws to first for the out.
Yeah, Hefner obviously quick enough to bunt for a base hit, so Tripp, trying to get him on early, possibly get a runner into scoring position quickly, but doesn't quite work out for Berkeley Post 14.
I'll bring up Christian Alter now with one down here in the bottom of the first. Pitch from Marinich. Breaks outside for ball one.
Yeah, Alter had some good cuts yesterday. Got a hit in there, so makes sense that you move him up a little bit.
1-0 misses high for ball two.
At this point in the year, obviously, like Tripp said, they're going to try to figure out who their best 9 guys are or so.
2-0, ripped foul right above our first base side camera. Count 2-1.
For when we get to the area tournament, and then hopefully for Berkeley Post 14, the state tournament.
Two-one count. Marinich stretches and throws, and it's a breaking ball that misses for ball 3 to Alter. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Alter steps back in. Here's the pitch. Fastball that catches the outside corner. Count now full at 3-2. 1 down, nobody on. Still scoreless between Frederick Post 11 and Berkeley Post 14. Payoff pitch. Fouled back and out of play by Alter to reset things. Marinich gets a new baseball from his catcher, Vachon. Goes back and steps on the rubber. Shakes off the first call, likes the next one. Here's the windup and the delivery. That's a ground ball by Alter down the third baseline, bobbled by the third baseman. O'Brien is throw across the diamond, though, still in time as Hyatt stretches out to grab it for out number 2.
Yeah, I thought initially there Alter was going to be safe, but a good throw from O'Brien. Because he bobbled it. It seemed like, with Alter's speed that he would be able to beat that out, but strong arm over there at third. Got him by about a half step, it looked like, from up here.
Got to bring up first baseman, Braden Edwards. Big lefty in the lineup for the Hornets. First pitch from Marinich slips and is way outside for ball one.
Yeah, Edwards has power. We've seen him hit the ball well over the years.
1-0 pitch, high and outside for ball two. That fastball not located well enough by Marinich. 2-0 though. Is right at the belt and taken by Edwards for a strike. The count 2-1.
He has some versatility as well. He'll play first, he'll play catcher. Could even play the corner outfields if necessary.
2-1 breaking ball for strike two to Edwards. Marinich battles back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the first for Berkeley Post 14. Marinich sets and fires the 2-2 pitch, and that sent foul over the third base side and out of play. Keep the count at 2 apiece. Edwards steps back in to that left-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for ball 3. Goes off the glove of Vachon into the backstop.
Yeah, Edwards yesterday, 2 walks he was able to draw, so found his way on base, scored a run.
See if he can draw a walk here or put the ball in play and get on base. 3-2 count with 2 out. Here's the pitch, and he pops that one into shallow left center field. Yao running in on it, but he's called off by Abrecht, the left fielder, who will make the catch to end the inning as 3 up and 3 down goes Berkeley Post 14 here in the bottom of the first after 1 or scoreless between Frederick Post 11 and your Hornets. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Top of the second brought to you by the personal injury attorneys, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. Hyatt, Marinich, Yao, the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up here for Frederick Post 11. We'll see Hyatt walk over from the first base on deck circle for his at-bat against Owen Rupenthal. Rupenthal sets. Here's the pitch. And first pitch swinging is Hyatt. He makes contact, sends a ground ball to Henderson at short, who throws it over to Edwards at first for out number 1. That'll now bring up Marinich. Alrighty so far in this Frederick Post 11 lineup.
It's because they're going up against the lefty column. They knew.
First pitch just below the knees for ball 1.
So far, it hasn't mattered. Rubenthal's been very good.
The 1-0 pitch. Taken for a strike. The count now even at 1 apiece. Alright, so far he's now at 20 pitches on the day. That's the strikeout and that 1 walk. It's this sent for a ride, but way foul into the packed parking lot, a few rows deep. Yeah. Probably made contact with somebody's windshield.
That's what Kyler said.
Count 1 and 2. Hopefully it didn't shatter it, but wouldn't be surprised if it did. 1-2 pitch. Fastball from Rupenthal that stays high to Marinich. The count now 2 and 2.
You ever see a baseball shatter a car at a game, Colin?
A windshield, yes.
Yeah,
multiple times.
Well, mine was softball.
Okay. 2-2 pitch, and that also foul, but this time short of the parking lot and just on the hill of Charlotte Prather Park. So count remains 2 and 2.
We put that home run in our promo for Marshall softball that season.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that is low as it skips off the turf for ball 3. The count 3 and 2. Yeah, when I worked for the Hagerstown Suns a few times, we had a foul ball make its way into that parking lot at Municipal Stadium and break a few windshields. Not fun to explain to the fans afterwards that we are not liable, as that pitch high for ball 4, so Marinich gets a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Yao.
Yeah, I mean, it's park at your own risk, I guess. I mean, in this situation, when you're parking in the outfield, you don't really expect the ball to go all the way over there. But
that's true. I learned to park where the players parked, because if they were confident enough that their expensive cars, is this a ground ball to the pitcher? Rupenthal turns around, throws it to second for 1, over to first, though not in time with the throw from Henderson for the double play to end the inning. But Yao reaches on the 1-6 fielder's choice. That'll bring up Davio with 2 down. Back to what I was saying, if they were confident that they couldn't hit their own cars, I was confident they wouldn't hit mine. And they never did. First pitch is a strike to Davio from Rubenthal.
Is the new stadium in the same spot as the old one, or is that a
No.
dumb question? Okay. Didn't think so. But
Yep. Flying boxcar is more downtown now. Is this a hard ground ball up the middle? Charging over to it is the second baseman, McClintock. He'll toss it to Henderson, who steps on second base to end the inning. Still 0-0 here as we ended the bottom of the second after this 1-minute break between Frederick Post 11 and Berkeley Post 14. This is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Back to P.O. Faulkner Park. Bottom of the second inning is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. After going 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first, it will be Oviedo, Healy, and Smith due up here in the bottom of the second for Berkeley Post 14. Oviedo, designated hitter today. Had 3 hits yesterday, was the player of the game in that 6-3 win for the Hornets. It's the pitch. Breaking ball that stays inside for ball 1.
yeah, even though he didn't drive any runs in, he did score 3 runs. So those hits were crucial, obviously, in helping Berkeley Post 14 get the win because him getting on base set up
Next pitch, ball 2 on the outside part of the plate.
an opportunity to score. So we'll see if he can do that here.
2-0 pitch from Marinich. Misses high for ball 3. 3 straight balls, not really close to the strike zone here for Oviedo's at bat. 3-0 though, does find the zone for a strike. Ovi now sees that first strike of his at bat to make the count 3-1. 3-1 delivery is taken for strike 2.
Yeah, pretty much the same spot there. So, Ovi's now seen that twice in a row.
Here's the payoff pitch, and that is in the opposite batter's box. It's a leadoff walk for Oviedo to begin the bottom of the second for the Hornets. That'll bring up Liam Healy, Ovi's high school teammate. Today's right fielder for Berkeley Post 14 as the lefty steps in here against Marinich. First pitch is a strike to Healy. Marinich trying to work quickly, already set and ready as Healy steps in. Marinich looks over his back shoulder at Oviedo. Now fires home as the fastball misses upstairs for a ball. The count at 1-1 now. Healy steps back in. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that outside almost looked like it was a pitch out, possibly, but Oviedo stand put over at first base as the count to Healy is now at 2-1.
Junior Hornets up 3-0 over Kingwood.
2-1 pitch, hard ground ball to O'Brien at third. He throws to second. Long run for Davio to get there as the shortstop Bennett was playing a little bit differently over in that gap. So only one out as Healy rounds into that 5-4 fielder's choice to bring up now Cole Smith. Marinich looks over at Healy at first. And he goes as the pitch is a strike. The throw is there. The tag, though, in time as well.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Healy caught stealing for out number 2.
Healy's speed to test the catcher early, but based off of that throw, I don't think I want to test him again.
Yeah, Healy had, I believe, 22 stolen bases, somewhere in the 20s during the high school season.
He's quick, for sure.
Now 2 down, nobody on, as the next pitch is high to Smith. Count now 1-1.
Healy with the wheelie. 23.
There you go. So the next pitch misses for a ball to count 2-1.
Him and Sam Hefner combined for 45 stolen bases. 45 of the 79 that Jefferson had this season. So
2-1, big swing and a miss from Smith as that fastball from Marinich blows by him for strike 2.
What about this? Sam Hefner wasn't caught stealing in 22 attempts. 100% on the year. According to Game Changer, at least.
Here's the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And once again, Berkeley Post 14 goes 3 up and 3 down. After 2, it's still scoreless between Frederick Post 11 and Berkeley Post 14. Head to the third after this 1-minute break. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg. When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
Here as we enter the top of the third, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers. They're leading healthcare here and everywhere. You're tuned into WRNR Martinsburg and TV10 American Legion baseball action between Frederick Post 11 and Berkeley Post 14. Colin McLaughlin alongside me on the call, Nick Verzolini. John Alderton is our on-site producer. Kyler Hayes, our cameraman back in the studio, is Dylan Bishop. Due up, the 9-1-2 hitters in Post 11's lineup, Trecanelli, Bennett, and Abrek.
Yeah, it's been a great start for Owen Rubenthal on the mound. 2 innings, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. So, besides the walks, he's been very dominant so far. But on the other side, similar stat line. 1 walk drawn by Post 14 and 1 strikeout. So, both pitchers cruising early, Colin. Both around the same pitch count as well. Rubenthal's throwing 28 pitches.
Make it 29 as the first pitch of Trecanelli's at bat. He bloops back over the press box for strike 1.
And Frederick is at 30 pitches,
yep.
So.
A 1 count. Here's the pitch, and that's high and inside as Trecanelli ducks underneath it. Count 1-1. Rubenthal sets. And it's the next pitch he takes for strike 2. Count now 1-2. Here's the pitch, and that just outside. Rubenthal wanted it for his second strikeout of the day, but doesn't get the call. Count 2-2. It's our first lefty-on-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch, and it's a big swing and a miss by Trecanelli for strike 3 as he can't keep away from the high fastball for out number 1. That'll bring up Bennett with 1 down here in the top of the third. First pitch to Bennett. Misses outside for a ball. 1-0 count now to Bennett, who walked his last time up. There's the 1-0 pitch in the turf for ball 2. So 2-0 count with 1 down and nobody on here in the top of the third for Frederick Post 11. The pitch from Rubenthal is hit into center field by Bennett. Backing up on it is Sam Hefner, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Good job by Hefner. That was a tough ball to track. It's had some good carry to it, but hit it to the deepest part of the field.
Yeah, unfortunately for Bennett, not much of a breeze here in Martinsburg today. So 2 down, and Abrek now up to bat. Pitch from Rubenthal outside for ball 1. That's the 1-0. Big swing and a miss for a strike. The count now 1-1. Abrek steps out, takes a practice cut before stepping back in here for a second at bat. Grounded into 4-6 fielder's choices last time up as the 1-1 is taken for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, top of the third. Rubenthal sets and fires. And it stays low for ball 2. So that evens up the count at 2 apiece to Abrek. Here's that 2-2 pitch, and that is fouled off the inside part of the bat, straight off the backstop as it takes a long ricochet over towards Berkeley Post 14's dugout on the third base side. So the count will remain at 2 apiece. Rubenthal gets a new baseball, sets, pitches to Abrek, who fouls it off again. This time it's over the net and out of play. Abrek forcing another lengthy at-bat here. 2-2 pitch once again. This time it's outside for ball 3.
Yeah, at the very least, you're trying to drive up the pitch count at this point because Rubenthal's been very tough to do anything against.
Payoff pitch. Sent on a line and hops past Henderson. Well, he got a piece of it, but couldn't get all of it to make the play. So that allows Abrek to reach first base and bring up Vachon.
Yeah, it's going to be an error, but it was a tough play for sure. I mean, how that ball was hit. Still one that Granda probably expects to make, and you'd like to see him make, but
and just took a tough hop off the turf as the first pitch outside for a ball, but the throw to second from Smith on the money to cut down the stealing attempt of Abrek to end the inning. So, led to the bottom of the third. It's Frederick Post 11-0, Berkeley Post 14-0. This is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10, back in 1 minute.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Spring has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month, Boston cream pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com. And remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of the third, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with locations around the Panhandle. Fast, fresh, friendly Rock's. Still scoreless here as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Due up will be Henderson, Danner, and McClintock, by the way. Looking here at Post 14's game changer for scoring purposes, it looks like they ruled that a single by Abrek, so gonna go with that, I guess. It was a hard hit ball, but
I don't know.
I kind of agree that if he still has it come off the glove, you probably should rule it an error, but
especially because that breaks up the no hitter, Colin.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but you're
this
correct.
It doesn't matter.
That's true.
So you can't break up the no hitter on that.
Gonna have to talk to whoever's running Game Changer. Don't shoot the messenger.
I will do that for you, Colin.
Speaking of no-hitter, see if one of these guys can break up the one on the opposite end, as first pitch from Marinich to Henderson misses for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, first strike. The count now even at 1 apiece. Here's next pitch to Henderson. And that is strike two, another breaking ball that catches the inside part of the plate just barely. So right now behind in the count at 1-2. Next pitch from Marinich. Fires home, and fastball just misses. The count 2-2. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball, check, swing. Doesn't matter. It's called strike three. Henderson's down for out number one. That'll bring up Alex Danner. Second strikeout of the night for Marinich. He's starting to improve and get stronger out on the mound so far here. As he picks up where he left off to end the second with a strikeout. First pitch to Danner, misses for ball one. 1-0. Big swing and a miss as Danner has that fastball blown by him on the swing. The count 1-1.
Yeah, Danner didn't hit a whole lot this season for Jefferson.
1-1. Another fastball. This time it's upstairs for a ball. So the count 2-1. Have in front of you by any chance how many times he did as this next pitch?
I can pull it up.
Breaks outside. The count now 3-1 to Danner.
He was like in and out, so.
It's a 3-1 count here as Marinich fires, and that's outside for ball four. So, one out walk. We'll now bring up Wyatt McClintock.
He had 48 at-bats, 58 plate appearances.
Post 14 now with a base runner once again. Haven't had many so far here. As the pitch is taken, and it's ball one to McClintock. A 1-0 count, one down, bottom of the third. 0-0 between post 11 and post 14. Runner on first for Berkeley is Danner as the next pitch misses for ball two to McClintock. So 2-0 count to Wyatt. Here's the next pitch, and that is a strike. Awkward breaking ball that McClintock dodged, thinking it was going to come in and possibly get a piece of him. But it stays in the zone for a strike. Count 2-1. Next one, a breaking ball. And that's strike two. McClintock was going to offer, but he held the bat back. Kind of sweeping curve still caught the zone. Time called by McClintock as he readjusts his batting gloves. The lefty now steps back in here for his at-bat. 2-2 count, one out, runner on first. Marinich sets, fires home, and swing and a miss, strike three. McClintock down for out number two.
It should be interesting to see who's able to break through in this game at some point, because so far it feels like the kind of game where you're going to have to manufacture a run to get on the board. Both these pitchers cruising. Not a whole lot of hard hit balls on either side.
Here's a pitch that slips from Marinich as that release point wasn't the best, but Vachon is able to get up and keep it in front.
I guess the other hope could be, with it being early in the year, maybe these guys aren't ready to go super deep into the game quite yet.
1-0 count. Here's the next pitch, and that ricochets off the turf. The throw, the backside of the bag from Vachon. So on the wild pitch, Danner is able to take second base. It's the count now 2-0 to Sam Hefner, who's up the bat here.
You got a runner in scoring position now, even though there is two outs. So possible opportunity if Hefner can hit one well.
2-0. Misses high for ball 3. It's a 3-0 count to Sam Hefner. Marinich looks at the runner behind him now at second. Looks back home, throws, and it's right down the middle. Count now 3-1. Hefner resets himself. Marinich once again. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is inside for ball 4. So another walk here in the third. Puts Hefner at first with 2 down. And got runners at first and second. That'll bring up Christian Alter. Get a timeout called as Frederick Post 11 wants a meeting on the mound here in this bottom of the third inning. So we're still scoreless, but first time here in the game, Berkeley Post 14's had 2 base runners on.
Yeah, I'd guess they're just kind of going over a few defensive adjustments. No coach was involved, so maybe calm your pitcher just a little bit as well, but want to give the heads up to the fielders, I guess, on what they should be playing for in this situation with 2 outs.
First pitch to Alter. It's a fastball inside for ball 1 from Marinich. He's now over 50 pitches on the night.
The Hornets have driven up that pitch count a little bit this inning at the very least.
The 1-0 is taken for a strike by Alter. Is that at the letters? A count at 1-1. Marinich, that's a 1-1 pitch. Fastball once again, and that's strike 2 on the outside part of the plate to Alter. So you have 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alter, 2 out. Runners at first and second here in the bottom of the third. The pitch from Marinich, breaking ball. Stays inside for ball 2. Marinich thought that dropped in to freeze Alter for strike 3. He was ready to walk off into the first base dugout. Count now at deuces. This one, once again, goes with the breaking ball, and once again it stays inside. The count at 3-2. So, full count, 2 outs, runners at first and second. Expect them to be moving here on the pitch. Which if Alter can make contact with, should help out, but at nowhere close. It's in the opposite batter's box with the fastball from Marinich. Another walk, and that'll load the bases and bring up Braden Edwards. So now we have Frederick's coach come out for a visit here with his pitcher, who still has a no-hitter going.
It's true, but
so far this inning has given up 3 base on balls.
Yeah, you don't want those, especially in this situation now to load the bases for Berkeley Post 14. An excellent opportunity here. Anything could score this run as well. You could get a hit by pitch, a walk. Well, obviously there is 2 outs, so you can't get any sacrifices, but pass ball, we've definitely seen our fair share of those here at P.O. Faulkner Park lead to some runs throughout the high school season. So
Edwards steps up. Here's the pitch from Marinich. That is high and outside for ball 1 to Edwards.
Yeah, in some ways you're a little bit surprised they didn't maybe think about making the change just because of the walks and the situation, but also, like you said, he hasn't allowed a hit yet.
1-0. High and outside once again. Count now 2-0.
Yep, 2-0 count, so Edwards can sit and wait for his pitch at this point. It's hitter's count.
2-0. No let go by, and that is a strike. Count now 2-1 to Edwards.
Yeah, it might not have been a bad one to take a cut at, but it was borderline possibly there. So
2-1. Sends a deep fly ball, and Abrek unable to track it down. It rolls to the wall. One run will score, another will score. Can it be a base-clearing triple? Maybe not. He probably shouldn't stretched it out to third base. Edwards is gunned down, but still, 3 runs score on the play. So Berkeley Post 14 after 3 leads Frederick Post 11, 3-0. We'll head to the 4th after this break. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Whoa, what's all this? Robbie's Quack Attack at Floor Pools? Pick a duck and save up to 15% off your in-store purchase? That's wild. Now through June 21st, pick a duck and save up to 15% on chemicals, toys, and limited supplies to have a safe and enjoyable summer in your pool. That's right, a lucky duck can save big bucks now through June 21st. Robbie knows your cool summer headquarters is Floor Pools. They've got hot tubs starting at just $49 a month, pools from $100 a month, and saunas starting at $80 a month. Don't forget about cold plunges and endless pools too. And check this out. Floor Pools now offers plunge pools. These compact in-ground pools are perfect for smaller backyards, low maintenance, energy efficient, and ideal for cooling off, relaxing, or even fitness and hydrotherapy. Big style and small footprint. It's everything you want in a pool without taking over your yard. The pool experts at Floor Pools are here to help you all summer long. Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg, where your summer oasis starts.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as we head to the top half of inning number 4, which is brought to you by Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Berkeley Post 14-3, Frederick Post 11-0 is our score now after Braden Edwards was able to break up the no-hitter and clear the bases, but then was thrown out at third on the play as well. Due up here in the 4th, Vashon, O'Brien, and Hyatt, the 3-4-5 hitters for Post 11, as the pitch is taken for strike 1 by Vashon to from Rupenthal. Rupenthal. Next pitch. Misses low for a ball to Vashon, the count 1-1. Vashon was up to bat in the 3rd, but had his at-bat cut short as the next pitch outside for a ball, the count 2-1. So on that first pitch he saw, Abrek was caught stealing.
Yeah, going back to that Edwards hit there, I mean, ball looked initially like it was clearly going to be over the outfielder's head, but then he just kind of read it wrong.
Vashon sends a deep fly ball to right center field, and that is over the wall for a solo home run. It just kept carrying and carrying. Here in the top of the 4th, Vashon makes it a 3-1 ball game and cuts the deficit to 2 for Frederick Post 11.
Now all of a sudden the ball is flying out of P.O. Faulkner Park. I mean, the way Edwards hit that ball into the gap, like I said, it looked like it was going to get down easily. And then it looked like, Abrek was going to be able to track it down out there, but he kind of misread it. Still, though, got the throw in quickly enough to prevent the triple and end the inning, but 3 runs come across the score. So, big inning for the Hornets, but right when things look like, okay, now they're just going to cruise with this 3-0 lead, and Rupenthal out there, a big home run to answer.
O'Brien swings through the first pitch for strike 1 of his at-bat. Rupenthal now resets after giving up the solo shot for Vashon as the next pitch low for a ball to O'Brien, the count 1-1. A 1-1 pitch, breaking ball. O'Brien holds the bat back, count 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Sent on a rope and drops into left field for a base hit. A single by O'Brien will bring up Hyatt now. So back-to-back hits here in the top of the fourth for Frederick Post 11. So you have now movement in both bullpens. Rubenthal sets the first pitch to Hyatt. He fouls back for strike one. Looks like you have McDonald warming up for Frederick Post 11, just finishing up in that bullpen down the first base line. Can't really see through the fence who's stretching over for Berkeley Post 14 as the next pitch. A hard ground ball by Hyatt to third. Can they turn the double play around the horn? Yes, they can. A 5-4-3 twin killer. Puts two down and brings up Marinich. Great defensive job there by Danner, McClintock, and Edwards making the play. Marinich, first pitch swinging. He fouls that over to Charlotte Prather Park for strike one. Rubenthal sets. Nobody on here with two out. A 3-1 ball game as Post 14 leads Post 11, but Marinich sends this one deep into right field. Backing up on it is Healy. He looks at the wall and sees it go over. Another home run for Frederick Post 11 here in the top of the fourth. This time by Marinich. Cuts the lead to one and makes it a 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, second time through the order. And Frederick is seeing the ball well and hitting the ball out of the park. So that's pretty crazy. First time through, Rubenthal just looked dominant out there. You know, I don't know if he's changed anything. There's still two outs, so, you know, hopefully he can at least get through this inning, and then maybe you need to make a change if you're Berkeley Post 14. But like we said, Colin, it's a long week. They need guys that can go deep over the next few days. Chet Gross is expected to start tomorrow in the area game. But you didn't pitch through a few of your arms yesterday. You have some guys eligible if you need them, so we'll see. Andrew Ingles an option. He didn't pitch yesterday. I don't know if he's here, but
first pitch swinging, and that sent down the first baseline, but foul by Yowell for strike one. Looks like warming up, I believe I can see through the fences, Jackson Earl.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he started yesterday, went 2 innings.
Yeah.
So
it's the one over there. Kind of tough to tell as the next pitch is high for a ball. Count 1-1.
He pitched very well. So if that's who they want to go to, you know. Could be a guy that eats up a few more innings for you here, but Rubenthal I still think has been overall very good, just those home runs.
1-1, catches the inside corner for a strike. The count now 1-2 to Yowell.
Junior Hornets leading at 4-0 now against Kingswood in the top of the fourth.
They've had a fantastic start of the season as well. As the 1-2 is a ground ball past the diving McClintock at second into right center field. Another hit here in the top of the fourth for Frederick. Keeps the inning rolling and brings up Davio.
Yeah, another hard hit ball too. We had the one in the left, the home run, or the 2 home runs, that hard hit ball there. So
fourth hit of the inning. Coming into this inning, both teams had one apiece.
I mean, this is Legion baseball. Everybody can hit. And you're not going to have any part in the lineup where guys can't hit. So
Davio has an awkward swing through a Rubenthal breaking ball for strike one.
I mean, most of these guys are either playing college baseball or
this fouled into the first base dugout for strike two.
Either playing college baseball or going to be playing college baseball. So
no balls, 2 strikes to Davio. Runner at first, 2 out here in the top of the fourth. It's Berkeley Post 14 now hanging on to only a 3-2 lead after 2 home runs here for Post 11 in the fourth. First by Vachon, the other by Marinich, and now a swing and a miss for strike 3. Davio down on strikes. Finally ends this inning, but a big inning for Frederick Post 11. They get 2 runs off of 4 hits, no errors. They do strand 1 on base, but we're headed to the bottom of the fourth. See if Post 14 has an answer to get some insurance runs or not when we return. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you're going to hit like trash all day, I tell you what, I got a real chance here. Oh, hey, speaking of, I was coming down the road the other day back from McIntosh Valley, and I saw a billboard with these crazy deals that Panhandle dumpsters have.
True. Hey, come on.
Oh, and did you know that if you sign up, you get your first month free? Dude, sorry, man. But I just wish somebody would have told me about these crazy deals that Panhandle Dumpsters has.
Drew, how many times have I told you to sign up for Panhandle Dumpsters? They give away discounts for first responders, veterans, and seniors. If you pay for a whole year, you get the 13th month free. Now shut up and watch me hit this drive.
Signing up with Panhandle is like a hole-in-one every day.
WRNR and TV 10 as we head to the bottom of the fourth, brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Oviedo steps up to the plate here as we begin this bottom of the fourth. First pitch to Ovi is outside for ball 1 from Marinich.
Yeah, I mean, the Hornets were able to get on, and then the big hit from Edwards drives in the runs. So
that sent on the ground to short. Bennett picks it up, throws it to first, pulls high it off the bag, but he's able to tag the midsection of Oviedo for the out.
Yeah, if you're going to throw it off line, it's better to throw it up the line, I guess, than the opposite way, because you're more likely to probably make a tag, and that's what they were able to do. So still worked out. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, the walks is really what hurt Frederick, and then you had the one big hit there from Edwards.
So I'll bring up Healy. Here's the pitch. And it's inside for ball 1.
That's all. That's the only hit so far for Berkeley. Now Frederick's up to 5 hits after a really solid 4th inning.
Next pitch also misses for a ball, so count 2-0 to Healy.
And probably more like 4, as we've all up here kind of decided that one earlier was probably an error. But
it's grounded, and jumping up is Marinich. He'll underhand toss it over to first for out number 2. That looked like it was going to just take a Baltimore chop over the pitcher's head, but Marinich able to bounce up and snag it.
He's bounced back real well after those walks so far, so could be looking at a nice quick inning.
Well, all but that last inning were 3 up, 3 down innings.
Yeah,
that last inning is the only inning Post 14 was able to get the damage done.
Yeah, again, the only hit from Braden Edwards too, so a lot of it was the walks, obviously, and
first pitch to Smith is ball 1.
And the left fielder could have got to that ball. I mean, it was really well hit. It would have been a great play on the run.
Next pitch is a strike to Cole Smith. The count 1-1. Yeah, it was kind of just Abrek not really able to track down that line drive, but still, once he recovered it, sent a nice throw to the cutoff man and was able to get Edwards out to end the inning. As now a great defensive play by the shortstop yet again. No.
And it was safe, apparently.
Okay.
But it was close.
Yeah, Bennett was charging in, put a throw that
was a
first
very
looked
tough
like it was going to
throw.
sail, but yeah.
I thought they were going to get him just because it was, Cole Smith running down the line, the catcher, so not as much speed as a guy like Healy or Hefner. So I thought they were going to have a good chance even with the throw, especially because the shortstop made a competitive throw there, but he was still able to beat it out. So give credit to the catcher for digging one out. They'll get a courtesy runner on here to run for him.
Yep, Smith able to hustle out that 2-out single, and
looks like
Earl will be the courtesy runner.
Earl will run here. Good speed. Guy that could. You could test the catcher again. I wouldn't. We've already seen Vashon not only throw out a runner, but have a monster home run.
First pitch from Marinich. Slider that misses outside to Henderson for ball 1. So 1-0 count to Grant Henderson, and a pickoff attempt quickly over at first. First time we've seen that today. But Earl back in, standing. Here's the next pitch, and that outside as well for ball 2, as Henderson does not chase at the pitch in the opposite batter's box. 2-0 count to Henderson. 2 down, runner at first here in the bottom of the 4th. It's Berkeley post 14 with a 3-2 lead over Frederick post 11 as the 2-0 is a fastball right down the middle. Count now 2-1 to Henderson. Henderson struck out looking his last time up. Another pickoff attempt, and again Earl back in safely, standing up. Definitely shortening his lead now after those 2 pickoff attempts is Earl. It's the 2-1 pitch. Sent into right field. Backtracking is Trecanelli, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Henderson gets good contact, but right to Trecanelli. That strains the runner at first. We're headed to the 5th after this 1-minute break. It's 3-2 Hornets leading post 11. This is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Mark Hughes Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Hughes Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back as our top of the 5th inning is brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They're proud to be the owners who just care more. Looks like we got a defensive change here for you as Huff enters in for McClintock now at second base. And looks like Jackson Earl has entered in center field for Sam Hefner as well, according to Game Changer. Due up is Trecanelli as first pitch is a strike at the knees from Rupenthal.
We'll see if Rupenthal can, like we saw on the other side, respond to some runs being given up.
Trecanelli fouls off the next pitch.
At this point, he's at 66 pitches, so if he can get through this inning or so, he's got plenty to work with, but it's just
2-0s, a one-hopper to the second baseman, Huff, who just came in, and he makes the play with the throw over to first for out #1 to retire Trecanelli. Of course, as soon as you enter, you get to see some action.
That's how it works.
There you go. Is Bennett now up to bat? First pitch to Bennett. He sends a fly ball down the first baseline in foul territory. It'll land for strike one. (3-2) ball game here in the top of the fifth as Berkeley Post 14 leads Frederick Post 11. 0-1 count to Bennett. Here's the pitch from Rupenthal, and that's high for a ball. The count now 1-1. Bennett flew out to center his last time up. His first time up, reach on a base on balls as the 1-1 pitch skips off home plate for ball two. One down, nobody on. Two-one pitch. Popped into foul territory near the third base dugout. Danner catches it just in front of that third base coaching box for out number two.
Yeah, so you see Rubenthal respond here with a good inning so far after some home runs. He's been able to regain control out there on the mound with these first two outs.
Yep, two down. That'll bring up Abrack. Here's the pitch. And that misses for ball one. Abrack 1 for 2 today. And the next pitch is a strike. The count now 1-1 strike to him. Rupenthal sets. Here's the delivery. And that's sent over to third. Danner scoops it off the turf. The throw to first. Just in time to beat Abrack. 3 up and 3 down goes Frederick Post 11 in the top of the fifth. It stays Berkeley Post 14 3 and Post 11 2. It's right at the bottom of the fifth after this 1 minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, call the local law firm that can give you the help you need right now.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti, the one with 115 years of combined experience fighting for West Virginia accident victims. Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
The one that takes on the big insurance companies.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti. We're Mansion Ferretti.
After a car accident, we'll fight for every dollar you deserve. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. So call right now.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Who is Congress's big, beautiful bill really for? Because it's not West Virginians. This bill makes the biggest cuts to food assistance in history, slashing help for working families, taking school meals from kids, and hiking grocery prices, and then dumps the cost onto state lawmakers and food pantries. It's a handout to the wealthy, paid for by West Virginians. Senator Capito and Senator Justice, will you stand with West Virginians or wealthy special interests? Paid for by West Virginia Citizen Action Education Fund.
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of the fifth, brought to you by Tribbs Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Tribbs Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tribbsfloorsanding.com. Due up here for Berkeley Post 14, the 8-9-1 batters in the lineup. Looks like we have a new pitcher as well, so get a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call it 304-263-3361 as McDonald now on the mound for Post 11. So Marinich's day is done.
Yeah, Marinich 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. And the the majority of those runs, or all those runs, I should say, coming on that one hit from Edwards there after the bases loaded, all loaded from walks. So, that was the only real negative for his day. Other than that, he was very good. So, still gave his team a chance to win here, only giving up 3. And we'll see how Berkeley Post 14 does against McDonald here in relief.
First pitch, high for a ball.
But that's about what you expect, too. 71 pitches, so don't want to get these guys up too high at this point of the year.
1-0 pitch to Danner, swung through and missed for a strike. The count 1-1.
Depending on how long your high school or college season went, it's been a little bit since these guys have probably pitched that many pitches, so in an actual game at least.
1-1 is ball 2 to Danner. Here's the pitch from McDonald, and Danner sends that one on the first base side, but it continues to tail out of play for a strike. So count 2-2 off the foul ball. Here's the pitch from McDonald, and it's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 1 as Danner goes down. And that'll bring up Trace Huff, who just entered earlier this inning. Here's the pitch from McDonald to Huff, and that is outside for ball 1. Nowhere close to the zone. High and outside for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch to Huff. Misses for ball 3. Again, high and outside. McDonald quickly working as the 3-0, though. Again, high and outside for ball 4. So 1-out walk. 4 pitches. Nowhere close to the zone for Trace Huff. That'll bring up Earl. Jackson Earl also entered in the top half of the inning defensively in center for Hefner. Pitch from McDonald. Taken by Earl for strike 1. So an 0-1 count to Jackson Earl. It's McDonald looking over his back shoulder at Huff at first. Here's the pitch. That is fouled straight back. Count now 0-2 to Jackson Earl.
Yeah, Earl plays really well in center. Pitches very well as well, so good player. We'll see if he can come through here with a big hit. Obviously, the Hornets would like some more runs up there on the board just to add to their 3-2 lead.
Earl, since this one out of play, foul down the first base side. Nice. Berkeley Post 14 going into the bench right now. It looks like on deck currently is Brett Pedersen. So Alter's day seemingly done. Pickoff attempt, sliding back in at first is Huff. 0-2 count with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch from McDonald. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Earl down for out number 2. That'll bring up Brett Pedersen. McDonald sets. Here's the pitch to Pedersen, and that is inside for ball 1. 3-2's our score. Berkeley Post 14 leads Frederick Post 11 here in the bottom of the fifth. Next pitch, breaking ball. Pedersen misses for a strike. Count 1-1.
You mentioned it, obviously, him coming in for Alter here. Possibility, I guess, that you could re-enter Alter as a defensive replacement if you want to keep the defense out there. But Pedersen's not bad in the outfield. It's a position he plays quite a bit.
Next pitch, another breaking ball that Pedersen can't get for strike 2.
But Alter's going to give you a little bit more speed and quickness. He played a lot of center field this year, so the more center fielders you have out there usually leads to better defense.
The 1-2 inside almost gets a piece of Pedersen, but he's able to lean back away from it. The count now 2 apiece. 2 down in the runner on first. McDonald on the mound for Frederick. Here's the pitch. And Pedersen pops that one up towards second base. Backing up's Davio, and he's underneath it and will make the catch to end the inning. So, no runs. 1 left stranded, though, off that walk to Huff. And we're through 5 innings played. Our score, Berkeley Post 14-3 and Frederick Post 11-2. Headed to the 6th after this 1-minute break. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, call the local law firm that can give you the help you need right now.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti, the one with 115 years of combined experience fighting for West Virginia accident victims. Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
The one that takes on the big insurance companies.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti. We're Mansion Ferretti.
After a car accident, we'll fight for every dollar you deserve. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. So call right now.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Who is Congress's big, beautiful bill really for? Because it's not West Virginians. This bill makes the biggest cuts to food assistance in history, slashing help for working families, taking school meals from kids, and hiking grocery prices, and then dumps the cost onto state lawmakers and food pantries. It's a handout to the wealthy, paid for by West Virginians. Senator Capito and Senator Justice, will you stand with West Virginians or wealthy special interests? Paid for by West Virginia Citizen Action Education Fund.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park. Our top of the 6th is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons. Sean O'Brien, Hyatt, the 3-4-5 hole hitters due up here for Frederick Post 11, but they will now see a new pitcher as our pitching change is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance. Now pitching for Berkeley Post 14 is number 20, Andrew Engel.
Yeah, first appearance of the season for Engel. He didn't pitch yesterday, but had a great season for Jefferson this past year. 49 2/3 innings, 8 starts, 10 games that he appeared in, 5-1 record, and an ERA of 1.268. So he was very good throughout the year for the Cougars.
First pitch swinging, and it's a ground ball down the third baseline, and that throw by the third baseman, Danner, sails and goes off the fence. So a throwing error will allow Vachon to reach first safely.
Yeah, that one just slipped. I mean, throwing to first, it was an issue yesterday, too. I don't know what it is here early in the year, but the Hornets got to get better at that.
That'll bring up O'Brien with the runner on first and nobody out. And they'll send a ground ball to Henderson. Throws to second for 1, over to first. In time for the 6-4-3 double play.
And that's what Andrew Engel does. I mean, he is a contact hitter, or contact pitcher, who's going to give up some contact. But his guys behind him at Jefferson played good defense, you would expect. Here at Berkeley Post 14, usually the defense is very good. So they make up for it there with a nice double play, and quickly now 2 outs here in the inning for Engel.
First pitch, swing and a miss to Hyatt for strike 1.
I think Engel's one of those guys that's trying to earn a spot at the senior team as well. He'll pitch a little bit at the junior level, I think.
So 1, slapped on the ground to short. Henderson scoops it up. His throw to first, scooped by Edwards to retire the side. So Engel, 4 pitches for the 3 outs. It's 3 up and 3 down, even after a throwing error to lead things off. Will send us to the bottom of the 6th, where it remains Berkeley Post 14 with a 3-2 lead over Frederick Post 11. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Welcome back here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. As our bottom of the 6th is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at FordHagerstown.com. Due up here in the bottom of the 6th for Berkeley Post 14, 3-4-5 hole hitters, Edwards, Oviedo, and Healy. 3-2's our score. Berkeley Post 14 trying to hang on to that lead to improve to 2-0 on the season. Even though the Hornets have been out-hit 5-2, they still have the lead.
Sometimes it's not about how many hits you have, it's about when they come.
That's true. And for Post 14, the first hit came with the bases loaded by this man now stepping up to the plate yet again, Braden Edwards.
I mean, everybody loves the home run, but at the end of the day, a home run's only 1 run if nobody's on the bases. So
and that's what happened twice for Frederick.
Yeah, the solo shot isn't the end of the world as long as you still have the lead, I guess.
First pitch to Edwards from McDonald, misses for ball 1. The next one catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. The count now 1-1.
The Hornets wouldn't mind a solo shot here. Extend your lead out to 2.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Count now 2-1 to Edwards. Edwards had the double that he tried to stretch out into the triple. It was gunned down to end the inning, but still got those 3 RBIs, as we said. Those 3 RBIs is the pitch outside for ball 3.
I guess it wouldn't really
been the difference.
Would it have been a triple? Because I feel like it would have been more like a double advancing on the throw, right?
Yeah, it's a double that he tried to stretch out to a triple, but was gunned down, as I said.
Yeah, but they threw it home, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
He fouls off the count 3-2. Just going with what Game Changer ruled it as.
You got it.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Same thing. Either way.
Three-two pitch. Here it is from McDonald to Edwards. It's low for ball 4. So Edwards gets a leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the 6th, and that'll bring up Braden Oviedo. 2 of them teammates once again.
True.
McDonald sets. Pitch to Ovi. Low and away for ball 1. McDonald gets the ball back from his catcher, Vashon. Sets with the runner on first. Taking a pretty big lead, and he goes as Edwards gets it on a wild pitch as Oviedo was squaring to bunt but pulled the bat back for ball 2. And now Edwards was off the bag thinking that something happened, and a throw to second almost got him. Not sure what he was thinking out there. He was starting to walk back to first, and I believe O'Brien now behind the plate catching, tried to gun him down. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. And count now 2-1. McDonald looking at the runner behind him now. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Oviedo, and Oviedo sends a fly ball to left center field. Running in is the left fielder, and he'll make the catch for the out. I believe that's still Abrack out there. Yep.
Well, if he gave it a moonshot, it was high into the sky, but didn't go very far. So
now 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Got to bring up Liam Healy with the runner on second. Donald on the mound, sets. Pitch to Healy. Let's go by for a ball. Count 1-0. A 1-0. Healy gets a hold of and sends it to right center field. Trecanelli trying to get there, but it one hops the wall. Edwards now hustling around third. Healy right on his tail. And it's a triple by Healy to score Edwards in the bottom of the 6th for Berkeley Post 14, extending the lead to 4-2 over Frederick Post 11. Got to bring up now a new hitter in the lineup. Michael Poltar will check in for Smith. As we first, though, have a mound visit for Frederick Post 11. What a hit there by Healy, though. Able to put it to right center and with his speed get to third to put another insurance run 90 feet away as Frederick now brings the infield in as result 2. Pitch to Poltar from McDonald is taken for strike 1. The 0-1 now to Poltar. Skips off O'Brien, the catcher, and easily coming home is Healy on the passed ball. And that extends the lead now to 5-2.
Yeah, every once in a while you have those pass balls. Again, we mentioned it earlier when we had the bases loaded of being a possibility to drive in a run. And there it works out once again for Berkeley Post 14, and they had more insurance here in the inning.
Next pitch to Poltar misses low. Count now 2-1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Nobody on as 2 runs have crossed the plate as the 2-1 fouled off the foot now of Poltar. The count 2-2.
Poltar, a very versatile player for this Hornets team, valued member with his ability to catch and play the outfield and play some infield as well. So good utility guy. Every team needs that in their lineup.
McDonald's 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball missing away for ball 3. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Poltar. McDonald sets and delivers. And that's going to be a hard ground ball to the shortstop Bennett. He'll throw to first for the out. So now 2 away, and that'll bring up Grant Henderson. pitch to Henderson. Misses for a ball. The 1-0. Henderson sends to right field. Tracking it down is Trecanelli, and he'll get underneath it and make the catch to end the inning. But Berkeley Post 14 is able to get 2 insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They now lead Frederick Post 11 5-2 as Post 11 down to the final 3 outs possibly for them as we head to the top of the 7th. This is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We welcome you back. Top of the 7th. Brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301 in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361 as Andrew Engel now trying to shut the door on the night of Frederick Post 11. It is 5-2, Berkeley Post 14 leading. It will be Marinich, Yao, Daviel, 6, 7, 8 batters up here in the top of the 7th as the first pitch from Engel skips off the turf in front of home plate for ball 1. Poltar rolls that ball back to the dugout to get a new one. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Count now 1-1 to Marinich.
Andrew Engel had a great first inning of work. Started off with an error, unfortunately, for the defense, but after that, a double play and then ground out to end the inning. So, see if he can pick up where he left off and close this thing out. Help Berkeley Post 14 improve to 2-0.
Next pitch is a strike to Marinich. Count now 1-2. Engel sends. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is fouled off by Marinich past the first base coach down the line. Marinich stays alive here for now in the top of the 7th. Engel sets. Fires home the 1-2, and it's a breaking ball that stays high, making the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marinich started off on the mound as the 2-2. He sends a hard ground ball to Henderson at short, throws over to first for the out. That retires the now third baseman for Frederick. That'll bring up a pinch hitter. So, in Yao's spot, we'll now see Chappell step up. Pitch from Engel. Misses high at the shoulders of Chappell for ball 1.
Yeah, so again, Engel was able to pitch to contact and get it out. So see if that keeps up as the trend here early for him.
1-0. Taken by Chappell for a strike. The count now 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That misses inside for a ball. The count now 2-1 to Chappell. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Is Engel able to get that fastball blown by Chappell? So 2-2 count with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Pitch from Engel. Misses low for ball 3. Full count now for Chappell.
Good at bat here. I mean, battling, seeing some different pitches.
Chappell chokes up on the bat. The 3-2 pitch. Low and away. Doesn't get him to chase. And that's ball 4. So Engel walks Chappell with 1 out here in the 7th. That'll bring up Davio.
Yeah, I mean, the walks have been the difference in the game so far, Colin, because Berkeley Post 14's only walked 3 batters.
Yeah, that's the first base on balls since the 2nd inning.
And you see on the other side 6 walks for Frederick.
First pitch swinging's Davio, and he'll send that one foul to Charlotte Prather Park.
So if you get 6 walks to go along with the 3 hits for Berkeley Post 14, that's been able to lead to 5 runs despite 5 hits on the other side, which isn't, blowing you away with the hitting, but they have hit a little bit more than the Hornets. And you see how you get to 5-2.
The 0-1 is a fly ball by Davio to shallow center field. Henderson, the shortstop, is there to make the catch for out number 2.
So now you're 1 out away from a 2-0 start. And you head to Kaiser tomorrow for what is always an interesting matchup with Post 64. It's an early test with the rivalry game. I think these first 2 games have prepared you for that.
Tracanelli up the bat, the pitch from Engel. Eyeing inside for a ball, and want to quickly correct myself here. We got a pinch hitter, Trinidad Doherty, up the bat.
See if he can come through.
This next pitch almost skips past Poltar. A runner at first, and Chappell stays put, though. The count 2-0. So 2-0 count with 2 down, and the runner at first here in this 5-2 ball game. Pitch from Engel. Big swing and a miss. Count 2-1 now to Trinidad Doherty.
Yeah, brought it up a little bit, and Doherty clearly got excited about that high fastball.
Next pitch, outside, but quickly Poltar rips the face mask, or has it come off while he was trying to throw down the first to see if he could catch Chappell leaning. He's back in safely. The count now 3-1 to Trinidad Doherty.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad pitch either. It was competitive at least. Good eye by Doherty.
Pitch from Engel is a strike. Count 3-2.
I guess it hit off the glove. I thought it hit off the plate, and I was like, how's that a strike? But then I guess it hit off the glove of Poltar behind the plate.
So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Trinidad Doherty. 2 out here in the top of the 7th. Engel trying to close the door and get Berkeley Post 14 to 2-0. Here's the windup and the pitch, and it's fouled back. Chappell has to jog back over to first as he was taking off there with the count full and 2 down. Here we go once again for Trinidad Doherty up the bat against Engel. Here's the pitch, and that is high for ball 4. So Trinidad Doherty walks his way down to first on the base on balls. Chappell heads to second. And that flips the lineup over. Brings up the leadoff hitter in Bennett, who represents the tying run here in the top of the 7th for Frederick Post 11 with 2 out.
Yeah, and even though it's not this part in the lineup, this team's already shown some home run power, so anything can happen here. Pressure now on Engel and the Hornets.
Pitch from Engel. Bennett sends for a ride to left center field, but Earl is able to get there easily and make the catch, and that is our ball game. Frederick tried to spark a rally, but the 2 runners get left stranded, And Berkeley Post 14 gets a 5-2 win over Frederick Post 11 here tonight in the home opener to improve to 2-0 on the season. Step aside, take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with our post-game show after this. It's been American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
I love it when people ask me which of the Skinner brothers is younger.
I love it when people ask me who's taller.
I love it when people get us confused.
You do? Really?
No.
At least they're not confused about what the Skinners do.
If you're hurt and almost heaven, dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Back as we enter our post-game show, which is brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials in a clean, comfortable atmosphere. You can check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Tonight's final score is 5-2 as Berkeley Post 14 gets the win in the home opener against Frederick Post 11. Let's get into a scoring summary now, brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. It started off looking like a pitcher's duel between these two ball clubs, but Berkeley Post 14 was able to strike first off its first hit of the night, and one of only 3 total hits for the Hornets. It was Braden Edwards with the bases loaded and 2 out, getting a double to clear the bases, making it a 3-0 Berkeley Post 14 lead through 3. But Frederick Post 11 would chip back and fight back in the top of the 4th, getting 2 runs off 4 hits, and those 2 runs coming on solo home runs by Vashon and Marinich to make it a 3-2 ball game. But then in the bottom of the 6th, it was Berkeley Post 14 coming in with 2 insurance runs for the Hornets off 1 hit, that being Liam Healy's triple to score Edwards. Then Healy later came home to score to make it a 5-2 score, and Engel closed the door to get the save and give Post 14 win number 2 to improve to 2-0 on the year. That is your game scoring summary. Let's now get some game stats before we have our post-game interviews. Game stats brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more. First for Frederick Post 11, it was Marinich going 4 innings, giving up 2 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, struck out 3 and walked 4. Then McDonald pitched 2 innings, giving up a hit, 2 runs, which were both earned, walked 2, and struck out 2. For Post 14, Owen Rupenthal pitched 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, which were both earned according to Game Changer. However, we had that first hit ruled an error. He struck out 3, walked 2, and then Andrew Engel gets 2 innings pitched, giving up no hits, no runs, walked 2, had no strikeouts, but gets the save for Berkeley Post 14. 5 runs on 3 hits, 1 error for Frederick. It was 2 runs off 5 hits and no errors. Hits for Berkeley Post 14, it was Edwards, who also had those 3 RBIs like I mentioned. Healy with a hit and an RBI, and then Cole Smith with that 3rd and final hit for the Hornets. On the other side for Frederick, it was Rashawn with a home run, O'Brien with a hit, Marinich with that home run as well, and Yao with a hit too. So there you go. Let's now welcome in Braden Edwards, tonight's player of the game, which is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, Braden, congrats on the win. You're tonight's hero with those 3 RBIs, the first hit for your team on a what pretty much felt like a pitcher's duel that eventually exploded, but walk us through that at-bat for you.
It was 3-1. I knew I was sitting fastball. My pitch got in on me a little bit, but I still went with it. Took it oppo, burned him, cleared the bases.
I know, unfortunately for you, we're hoping to make it the 3rd, but
yeah.
Wasn't the case, but still able to get the job done and get those 3 runs in and then hang on here. Just talk a little bit about what this win feels like and what you learn about the team in a young start to the season, but a 2-0 start as well.
I feel like we're only in the 2nd game, but we've been working really well as a team. We talk a lot. We're always picking each other up. And when we backed up the pitcher on the mound, he gave up 2 runs, but we scored 5. Just kept backing him up, giving him runs to be comfortable on the mound.
Tomorrow, you guys on the road, heading to Kaiser to take on an area opponent in Potomac Valley. What's your hope and excitement for tomorrow's ball game?
Just play like today. Just back up our pitcher, get him some runs so he can pitch comfortable. Back him up in the field. We'll be good.
All right, Braden, congrats on the win. We'll have you swap out here with Tripp now. Thank you for joining us up here as Tripp swaps out, puts the headset on now. Tripp, congrats on the tough win here at home. Your team improves to 2-0. First, your overall thoughts?
Well, I was really impressed with Rupenthal. That was a question coming in. He hadn't thrown a lot of live. He was redshirted up there at West Virginia Tech, and Coach Nesselrod wanted him to get some innings. We needed pitchers to throw innings, and I think he's proved that he's another arm in the barn, and that's just another big plus for us. And he felt good after 2 or 3 innings. He was going to go maybe 60 pitches, and he felt good. And pitches that he left over the plate, he knew what he did, knows what he has to work on. He's not, it wasn't that he just threw it out there. He said the fastball or the cutter slider, which I can't remember what pitch he said, just kind of hung out over there, and they got a hold of it. And but anyway, yeah, he felt good about his outing, and we felt good about it. And I think that was huge. And I think, facing that college commit or that guy to come back from college there, the first pitcher, we just. You're not going to hit them all the time, and we just have to battle through. But he set down the first 6 guys, but our guys didn't seem to be too distraught. So I like that. And as well that they weren't scared or intimidated is a better word.
Big difference in this game: the free bases, 6 walks for your offense. You guys only give up 4, and those walks eventually turned into runs thanks to Edwards with the 3 RBI double. Just tell us a little bit about your team's approach offensively and what you liked from them today, and maybe some things that you still want to tweak here early on.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys that didn't catch up to the velo, but when you have a guy throwing off speed and you can't settle on the velo, so we got to get in. We were in pitchers counts a couple of times, but those guys were patient at the plate. And when we did strike out a couple of times, you have to tip your cap to the pitcher. But they were patient. They took what was given to them. A couple of times they threw the ball by us, but that's going to happen when you have a good pitcher. But yeah, I thought overall, this is the 2nd day in a row we've seen some high velocity guys, and our guys just didn't seem to be intimidated. And like I said, at the EPAC, it gets you ready for that. There's a lot of velo guys in the EPAC, so. those guys go out there and throw, and our guys don't seem to be too intimidated. But you throw that velo and then throw a little off speed, then the velo gets faster. So they have some good pitching. They challenged us, and we just kind of outlasted them there in the end and responded to those 2 home runs.
All right. Any other thoughts, Tripp?
Nah, tomorrow we see what Jet can do up in Potomac Valley. We got Jet and a couple guys, and Jameer, I think he was feeling pretty bad here today, so we're prayers for him that he feels a little better. Going and get checked out a little bit, and so looking forward to getting him back as well. But I would like to say that today you've seen a kind of whole different infield. So last year I think when Boober went down, and Fletcher went down, we kind of hung our heads and more like a 2-trick pony. This year I believe that we are a united 16-man team that we can plug pieces and parts in, and we showed that tonight with basically a totally different defense in the infield than we started with last night. So 4 different guys in the infield last night get a win, 4 different guys in the infield tonight get a win, so you got to feel really good about that.
All right, well, we're not making the trip with you tomorrow, so we'll see you Thursday back here at home.
All right, thanks.
Congrats, Tripp, and that pretty much wraps things up for us here tonight. Again, final score, Berkeley Post 14-5, Frederick Post 11-2. A 2-0 start for the Hornets, for Dylan Bishop back at the studio, as well as Kyler High, John Alderton, and Nick Verzolini. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. This has been American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We'll be back on Thursday for the Hornets home game against Funkstown Post 211 with another 6:30 start here on WRNR and TV10. Have a good night.
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at Talk Radio WRNR.